Hello guys, this is Linas LY2H Hotel. I've only got few hours to take part in this event, so I jumped onto my e-trike and arrived to a forest nearby. I wanna try out my new linked EFHW half-wave 40, 30 and 20 meters antenna. I have a minimalist radio setup for today's endeavor. I have my Elecraft KX2, my antenna setup, and I have my homemade RF probe. That's very important. And even more important, I have also homemade one-to-one RF Choke Balun. So this is device under test, 40, 30, 20 meter linked EFHW half-wave dipole. It starts from this unique little tiny tuning unit, which is EFHW half-wave tuner under the Alpha 5 Tango Bravo construction or design, improved by me. I installed the RF current meter into it just to see the maximum of current when I tune. So we can see it's now on 40 meters working, and we can hear loud and clear station. Sugar Alpha 5 Uniform Bravo Lima working, and by touching or tuning this little capacitor inside, we can hear the difference. You see, much lower. I distuned, and here is maximum. And here's the maximum. I can bet this maximum will coincide with the minimum SWR on the radio. Let's find another frequency. All right, nobody's in the frequency. Let's go to FM mode. Now we see SWR more than 2, and I'm tuning at this moment. I'm tuning the so now it's 1-to-1. Very good. Inside this little antenna tuning unit, we have a variable capacitor, which you may find for the broadcast radios. Also small LED with a few more components like a resistor and diode and some capacitor to make a inbuilt RF antenna current probe. That's very useful. The coil, which is also forms the resonant LC circuit for this tuner, is made of T52 small toroid, and I don't remember the exact number of turns. 7 times 7, it's 49. So in fact this is a 49-to-1 transformer, but just not that the transformer we sometimes use, the broadband transformer, but it's a resonant transformer on 40, 30, 20 and 17 meters. Due to this selectivity of the LC resonant circuit in there, we also get additional selectivity on receive. It's very important, especially operating with the simple QRP radios. Of course, there might be a little problem with the narrow bandness in this case, but I mean, in the field, this tuner is just at hand all the time. If it's a problem, you can always retune, and that's gonna be fine. So that's why in the field, in this type of the antenna, I prefer to use the tuned LC parallel circuit as a transformer for the high impedance to the low impedance than just the broadband transformer. Just broadband transformer 49-to-1 is maybe simpler, easier to make probably. You don't need the variable capacitor, but well, it's your choice. Both antennas work good, but just one more thing, with the possibility to tune precisely for the signal. We salvage each part of watt, each milliwatt. We tune to maximum on the transmitting frequency, and we can tune for the maximum efficient radiation from your transmitter and from your antenna. That's, I think, pretty important operating QRP. The reason why I need RF probe and RF choke is to answer a question. Do we have RF feedback on the end-fed half-wave antennas? Let's just measure. Do we have RF current on the shield, on the cable, and it means on the radio? Alright, so here is my homemade clamp-on RF meter, RF probe. Very useful device, absolutely fantastic. It's just few parts inside. I'll tell you maybe in the other video how did I make it, but it's very easy. It's just you clamp onto the any cable or any wire, and you measure RF amount. It's not precise calibrated like milliamps or microamps. It's just orientational measuring, but that's what we want. So let's go. I'm on the 40 meters now. I'm switched my radio into the FM mode on the free frequency, and let's see. I clamp on my meter onto the cable not far away from the radio, basically at the radio, and let's take a look. What do we see? All right, we see that this full scale to the right, it means it's a lot of RF feedback onto the cable and on the radio. I'm transmitting 5 watts only now. So, but this means even if the radio doesn't behave anything strange because of this RF, but it's no good. It's no good. So then we have to run for the help to this guy, RF choke, 1-to-1 RF choke. There's a link in this video to the another video where I'm describing how did they make it. This very simple, easy makeable, and I hope effective device. So first I've connected the RF Choke Balun at this place, not far away, just maybe 15 centimeters from the tuning device, and it means it chokes everything what is below. After the balun, it should be choked off completely or diminished considerably. Let's see. So let's come back to the same position of the meter and the same frequency, and less. So we still have some, but half of it. So that means the balun works. So now the second experiment, I'm gonna move the balun from here to straight here at the radio side. All right, so now we have the RF probe connected actually at the radio, and the balun is just further on. So theoretically we switch everything what is after the balun. So let's see. Okay, all right, so there is still some, actually the same measurement as it was with the balun hanging on here, right at the tuner. So basically it's the same, twice as less as without the balun, but still there is some. So now I'm disconnecting the little counterpoise and only leave the shield until the balun as a counterpoise. So we go to the FM, and now let's see what happens. All right, so now we see a little bit more. We see a little bit more of RF feedback without the counterpoise, just with the cable shield acting as a counterpoise. But clearly with the counterpoise, with the little counterpoise back in place, it's gonna be better. So by the way, on 30 meter band, the RF feedback is almost negligible, even twice as less as it was on 40 meter band. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 30 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 30 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 40 meter band is also negligible. And the RF feedback on 20 meter band So very good. RF Choke Balun, it does work and it's needed, necessary to have. It's a must-have device operating in the field, guys. Alright, so let's change the bands. For that, with the linked antenna, you have to run to your antenna pole, lower it down, switch the links and push it up again. I don't think I like it very much, but it's a small price to pay compared to having precisely tuned for this specific band antenna, acting as full half-wave antenna designed uniquely for this concrete one band. So very loud stations coming in on 30 meters. Alright, so now we are on 20-meter band. Let's tune for the maximum noise. Yeah, you hear? Very sharp resonance. For the more maximum. Oho, kiek čia visokių medžių randas. Tai gerai, malkų pasidarot. M0 MPT 599. Alright guys, summing up. So today was very interesting experiment, wonderful weather, and it was a pleasure to go out and learn some lessons. One of the lessons was that actually end-fed half-wave antenna does have some radiation on the cable, and we need to use the RF choke with it. And it's very useful device to have RF probe, which I made myself, and I'm very proud of myself and of this device. So I also learned that the linked dipole or linked antenna, end-fed half-wave antenna, works very nicely. And in the beginning I was a bit skeptical and a bit afraid that I need, in order to change the bands, I would need to run each time, lower down, and then hoist it up again, switch links on and off, and so far and so on. But actually it only takes a minute or two to make it if you are skilled enough, and it's always very nice to run a little bit when you are outside, not only sitting at the radio. So guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comments in the comment section. What's your experience with the linked antennas, with linked dipoles or linked ANFETs, and what's your experience with the radiation on the cable shield? Especially interesting. So it's very interesting for me, and I think it's very interesting for everybody. For now, I gotta take onto my e-trike and go home because it could be rainy this afternoon. It's cloudy, the clouds are a little bit dark, so it could start raining soon. So 73, good luck. This is Linas Lima Yankee 2 Hotel.